Now, admittingly, I'm having a hard time getting out of the sell mindset. I still just can't help but think, what could we do with certain players? For example, Martin Hanzal. We could easily package him with Franz Nielsen and get something big out of it, and then call up Cole Castles and have him on the fourth line. But as you guys said in the comments of the last video, you never know what can happen once you get into the playoffs. So we are only going to make one move here at the deadline. It is going to be Franz Nielsen to the Boston Bruins. Now, we have a shitload of draft picks this year, so we're going to look for a second and a third next year, along with a fourth in this draft. We are going to send back, as you can see, all of these picks right here. The only thing you can see on this screen right now is picks in the upcoming draft. I don't want to risk having too many. That's something that happened in the Bruins GM mode series, was I crashed a draft because I had too many picks. So we're going to send 3 sixth round picks. That's what it is. It's a sixth rounder. And Franz Nielsen to the Bruins for their second and third next year, and a fourth round pick. So remember, we got Franz Nielsen for free, and we are turning that into another second round pick. We do lose morale for trading away a quality player in Franz Nielsen, but that is fine. That brings our total to 4 second round picks in the upcoming draft, which I will definitely look to trade up if the option is there. 2 thirds, and then in 2019, we now have a second and 2 thirds as well. Of course, we didn't have our second round pick and our first round pick for that draft. But before we get back into the sim, I can't help but tempt my fate and make changes, not in the lineups, but with the player types. Now, Jonathan Drouin will remain a sniper, simply due to the fact that he is putting up points regardless. Matthews is the same. We've moved Steven Stamkos now to officially be a right winger. Jimmy Vesey, we have switched from a two-way forward to a playmaker. We have also moved him up to the second line due to his point totals. But obviously you can tell by the puck skills category compared to the defensive category, he fits much better with playmaker. I don't know how much that will affect him. We will find out. Martin Hanzal has been moved from a two-way to a power forward. He's fucking 6'6" with 90 strength. We want him dominating the front of the net. Lindholm remains the same. Drake Caggiula remains the same, but as you can see, only 30 points for Caggiula. That's why we've dropped him down to the third line. Horvat is the same. Mantha, we have also moved from a sniper to a power forward. He does have a good wrist shot, but again, 91 strength, 89 body checking. We want him using his size to his advantage. McCann still a two-way. Bertanen now has been moved to a center. And Anton Slepyshev, we've switched him to a grinder. He has some good puck skills. He's not exactly a playmaker. Good deking, decent shooting. Doesn't really even have the best physical category, but I feel like it better fits his style. Just grind it out, muck it out in front of the net, in the corners, and try to grind out those goals, because only 10 goals on the season as a sniper. I don't think he is a pure enough playmaker to get the goals in that fashion, so we'll see if he does better under that. Defensively, things have pretty much remained the same, except we have switched Chris Tanev to a two-way and Madison Bowie to a defensive D-man. But those are the only changes. We have 19 games left in the season, so this will be somewhat of a quicker episode, hopefully. I say that now. We're going to be doing a decent amount of simming here as well as we move to this game, and New York and Pittsburgh are both good, so we will sim up to this Ranger game. Thatcher Demko's in goal for the next 7 games. Let's see how we do post-deadline. A little bit of an issue here during the sim as Thatcher Demko goes down to a collarbone injury. He will be out until April 3rd. Eddie Lack takes control of the crease. 7 games, and unfortunately we finish with a 3-4 record. There was an overtime loss in there to Carolina, 6-5, a 7-1 win over Minnesota, shutout against Arizona, a win against Winnipeg, a loss to Edmonton, a win against Calgary, but then a 7-4 loss to the Coyotes. So we've been struggling against the Coyotes, who are not really a playoff team from the looks of it. So a bit up and down. We have fallen out of a top 3 spot with 12 games to go, though we are in a wild card spot. And we are 3 points back of the Oilers with 2 games at hand. So we do have a marvelous chance of making the playoffs here. It's all a matter of our players performing, which has been a massive issue for us in these GM modes, but hopefully we can pull it out this time. And I'm really stressing over Thatcher Demko's injury. We had enough problems with Malcolm Subban in the Bruins GM mode series that I really do not want to deal with that again. Now, because of the injury to Demko, obviously we don't want 71 overall Timpano to get the start, so Ty Edmonds will be getting his first NHL start here. Hopefully they signed the goalie. They did. Utica right now without either of their main two goalies, but that is okay. Ty Edmonds makes his NHL debut against a very good New York Ranger team. But we'll see if he can pull off a win here, and we get a 3-2 win. So Ty Edmonds, congratulations. And moving forward with Lack back between the pipes, we will go into the month of April. Demko should be back for this game against the Coyotes. We have 2 back-to-backs to finish off the month of April and to finish off the regular season. So we will sim up to this game against the Coyotes on April 3rd. Not the best time to be playing 500 hockey. Win-loss, win-loss. Of course, the win over San Jose, but then the loss to the Minnesota Wild puts us at 43-30-4 at this point. But we have jumped over the Oilers. We are currently in 3rd place in our division. Jonathan Drouin leading the team. But yeah, we're 3 points clear of the Oilers with a game at hand. Our destiny is in our hands. We should make the playoffs here, but if we miss out, it is nobody's fault other than our own. So Thatcher Demko is healthy. Actually, he's not completely healthy yet. We'll send down Timpano, and then we will get Thatcher Demko into the backup role, and he will probably start the next game if he is fully healthy. So it's a big game here coming up for Eddie Lack. We have struggled recently against the Arizona Coyotes, but I would like to think that now is the time where we're really going to turn it on just before the playoffs begin. Timpano back into the backup role in Utica, and let's do this. 5 games left. Can we win out here and secure our playoff spot? We get a 3-2 win against the Coyotes. That is huge. I will worry about the morale system in a moment. We have not yet secured our playoff spot, which is a little bit concerning. I'm going to guess the Central is very stacked in terms of points. And yep, there's a lot of 90s over there. There's a lot of 90s over there, but we are currently on 92 points. The Oilers can only finish with 95, so 2 wins out of 5 secures us 3rd place in the Pacific. I doubt that we catch the Anaheim Ducks, but we need 2 wins here in these next 4 games. 4 games, excuse me. 2 wins in the next 4 games to secure our playoff spot. And Thatcher Demko returns to the crease to try and help secure us that spot. We'll actually take care of the player morale really quick as well. It is Colton Parayko, happy with his performance as he should be. Well done to you, sir. Anything in Utica? Nope. And let's do this. We'll go live here because, again, this will be a shorter episode than what I normally do. San Jose, can Demko get the win? He cannot. We are going to go with Eddie Lack. Eddie Lack's been playing more recently, so let's go with him and hope that he can get us this win to secure us a spot. If we miss out here, and I hate to bring up worst case scenario, but I can't help it with some of the things we've seen. Actually, hold on a second, because there's an X next to our logo. Believe it or not, the Vancouver Canucks have secured a playoff spot in Season 3. Now, we don't know for sure if it is going to be one of the top 3 spots. I believe the Oilers can only finish with 93 points. So again, 1 win out of these last 3 games secures us that top 3 spot. Can we do it here against the LA Kings? 45 wins is the magic number. Come on, and we lose 4-2. Oh boy, they're gonna make us wait for it. All right, let's do this. Anaheim, come on, secure that playoff spot, please. There it is. 3-0 shutout. Eddie Lack gets it done, and the Vancouver Canucks not only make the playoffs, but they do it and avoid a wild card spot in the process. We flat out made the playoffs. Demko will get the last start of the season against the Ducks. It is a 4-1 loss, but let's move forward and see who we will play in the first round. Our first playoff appearance in this series. Who is it going to be in the first round? And it is the Anaheim Ducks. The Anaheim Ducks in the first round. We split those two games against them, and now we play them in the first round. But what a season for us. Turned out to be the right decision to not really do anything. We finished with 94 points, 5 points clear of the Oilers, 5 points back of the Ducks, and the LA Kings were just absolutely ridiculous this season. We finished 11th overall, which is not too bad at all. I'm in shock that we have done this well. Ottawa finishes dead last. The Boston Bruins 19th. They make the playoffs because of the 3 Pacific teams missing out. So the Central Division is tough. It is going to be a near impossible road to make. If we get out of the first round, realistically, we're not going higher than the first round. If we can just, or we're not going higher than the second round. If we can just make it out of the first round, get our first playoff series win with this young team, that will absolutely be above and beyond what I was expecting. I am just happy that we made the playoffs. Now we do have a big question. Thatcher Demko finishes with a .909 save percentage. He is up to an 84 overall. Eddie Lack with a .918. He is an 85. My question to you, and I'll even put a poll up in the corner there. Do we go with Lack or do we go with Demko to start the series against the Ducks? Lack brings a little bit more experience. He also just got a win over the Ducks. Thatcher Demko, obviously our goalie for the future. And since we're here, we will take a look at the stats. Troy Stecher, 52 points as a defenseman, a +14. He is up now to an 86 overall. Colton Parayko, an 86 as well, 32 points, a +13. Madison Bowie finishes with 12. He is still at an 83 overall, but not a bad season for him. Trampkin missed quite a bit of the season. He's at an 87. TJ Brennan, of course, didn't do too bad for us, 6 points in 15 games as a call-up. Tanev missed 10 games, only finishes with 6 points, but he is a +12. And Frankie Corrado plays every single game, 6 points on the season. Looking at the forwards, and we will take a look at the league totals because Drouin and Stamkos, 77 and 74 points respectively. That is unbelievable. Miles ahead of the third place guy on our team, Jimmy Vesey, with 48 points. Lindholm, 47, a -15 though on the second line. That's a bit concerning. Matthews, 44 points. Hansel at 43, not too bad for a preseason pickup. Kajula at 41, and we will just scroll through the rest. Slapisha finishes with 30 or just under 30 points, 29 points. I want to say 30 just to give him a little bit of credit. So it's a bit disappointing for an 85 overall, even if he is on the fourth line. As far as the point totals go, Ben and Sagan were absolutely dominant, but Jonathan Drouin finishes in third, Stamkos in fifth. An unbelievable season for those two. Also, I meant to do this when we made the trades. I wanted to show you guys how some of our former players did. Ben Hutton finished with 16 points, no progression. Had a feeling that would be the case. Kennan's up to an 85, only 24 points on the year, and we had at least one more. Sutter had a pretty good season, 41 points. I still don't regret getting rid of any of them. And as far as Granlund goes on the Montreal Canadiens, he finishes with an impressive 44 points. Nemesnikov only with 23. So I am very, very happy with those trades, and I think we got rid of the right players at the right time. But that'll do it for this episode, guys, in what turned out to be essentially a much shorter rebuild than what I thought it was going to be. Took us 2 years, and then in year 3, we make the playoffs. The Canucks return to the playoffs. Mission accomplished, and anything else from here is just icing on the cake. Let me know what you thought of the changes I made to the player types in this episode. Let me know if we should look at changing anything else. And of course, the goalie situation. Who do we go with in round 1? As always, if you have enjoyed this episode, make sure to drop a like down below. That really, really helps, and I really would appreciate it. And subscribe if you haven't already to continue following the Canucks to hopefully a Stanley Cup in the near future. As we said at the start of the episode, anything can happen once you make it into the playoffs. So who knows? We are just 16 wins away, just like everybody else, and we'll find out if those dreams are going to be dashed in the first round, because Anaheim is going to be a really tough team. We will take a look at their team in the next one. I am rambling too much. I will see you guys in the next episode as the playoff run begins.